Hey sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Janda, and this is my playthrough of Rule the Waves 3 as the United States. We've just managed to sink two British battleships and a battle cruiser at the cost of one of our battleships in a major fleet engagement. And we are now hoping, well, we're waiting for our new Kentucky-class battleships to finish and hoping to finally turn the tide of the war decisively in our favor. Obviously, we can't afford to lose a lot of dreadnoughts, but on the other hand, yeah, oh, what? I guess because they moved all their fleet back into here again. But that probably means they'll lose in Venezuela. Hopefully. Oh, Japan's gotten the worst of an engagement here. They've lost the armored cruiser Mayoko and the pre-dreadnought Katori and sunk only the dreadnought Ferret. But they sank a British dreadnought earlier, so they're still in the green for this war, I would say. So yeah, although we can't exactly afford to go around losing dreadnoughts all day, we've just commissioned our own second generation dreadnought, USS Kentucky here, with 8 14-inch guns at a 13-inch armor belt. And her three sisters are all very close to being completed. And at this moment, it was before the battle what? It was 5 to 10 before the battle, I believe. Now it's 5 to 8. And in 6 months' time, it should be 8 to 8. We are extremely close to achieving parity for at least a year or so with the British dreadnought battle fleet. Battle cruisers are another matter altogether. We did just chip another one out of their fleet, but they still have 4 incomparables and 5 New Zealands, and we only have 2 Lexingtons, which I'm not entirely confident can handle any 2 out of their fleet, to be honest. However, our Lexingtons have given a good account of themselves in this war so far, so it's hard to be sure. In any case, we're still badly outgunned there, but the battleship fleet with that victory is just about even. We're right there, and their destroyer fleet took a hell of a blow, too. Let's see, what did they leave in the Caribbean? Nothing. Okay, they're probably going to lose in Venezuela very shortly then, unless they move back very quickly. My god, we're blockaded still, because of how much battlecruiser tonnage they have, and pre-dreadnought tonnage they have. But once our ships are repaired, I mean, we also have almost nothing actually operational right now, but give it a month or 2 months for our ships to be repaired, and we'll be hopefully ready to lift the blockade for good. And they've moved their whole battle cruiser fleet back there. I'm going to decline another 1,000 tons of free docks. And the battleships Florida and Rhode Island are commissioned. Obviously, they're all working up, but very close. And we are within a cat's whisker of comprehending the seaplane carrier, and we've driven them out of Venezuela. Fantastic. And the Japanese, in return for the destroyer Oboro, have sunk HMS Suffolk, a heavy cruiser. So that's great. And the French raider Leon Gambetta, I don't remember if that's actually. I think that is the one that outran us specifically. It's a whole class, but I think it was Leon Gambetta herself that outran our cruisers in the Caribbean so annoyingly. But she's gone now. There are still a bunch of raiders running around in the Caribbean, mainly. There's not too much I can do about them until, well, theoretically, if the war is still going on in about 2 to 3 years' time, our Saratoga-class battlecruisers will begin to significantly turn the tide against Britain, but I wouldn't really count on that. So obviously that just freed up a ton of money for us. I'm going to build bigger docks. I'm going to probably expand our base capacity in Southeast Asia even further with future wars in mind. And then more importantly, I think we're going to need a new class of dreadnoughts, probably. I think we will, in all honesty. And I'm thinking, something with probably 15 or 16-inch guns, 8 to 10 of them. Probably a 14-inch belt and a 3-inch deck. 21 knots would be fine. It's not a fast battleship. It's just a big, powerful battleship. Well, yes, something quite like this, actually, but not exactly, but yeah. Medium, freeboard, normal, 2, yeah. Not 6-inch secondaries, but make it like 24 or 5-inch secondaries. Yeah. You have to put the superimposed turrets up here, or the bigger ones up here, unfortunately. Be a lot cheaper to build it with 15-inch guns because of weight, but it would be a lot easier to build it with 16-inch guns. I guess it should probably be named Minnesota, honestly, after the ship we just lost. 38,300 tons. Sort of does fulfill... Okay, hold on. $38,200 tons. Which you'll note is another 8,000 tons heavier than the Kentucky class, but 14-inch belt, 3-inch deck, 16-inch guns. Okay, back to 38,300 tons. Oh, no, that's too much. No. Oh, man, clicking the wrong... Yeah, 38,400. Final answer. Let me just check. Doesn't have... Yeah, I was going to say we have no radar tech. Doesn't have... I think I'll leave these on. They're a little superfluous, but they sometimes come in handy. Doesn't have any mines or anything really weird like that. Oh, we were very close to inventing seaplane carriers. I think I forgot to mention that as we looked at it, but... Maybe I mentioned it, but I didn't really comment on it. Those could be fairly handy for reconnaissance purposes. Obviously, they're not going to be sinking battleships, but... Just trying to distinguish. In all honesty, deck is starting to become more and more important. But I really don't want turret flash fires, so... Okay. Final answer, 39,200 tons. Is that a lot? Yes. But it's a battleship that makes 21 knots, has 14 inches of belt armor, 3 inches of deck armor, and is armed with 10 16-inch guns. Literally, this is like the culmination of the Dreadnought Revolution, really. Nothing like this was built historically for years afterwards in terms of sheer power. I think this is a fantastically expensive ship, but also a fantastic ship. I'm going to build it. Or I'm going to start developing the design. We're critically short on battlecruisers, and it's probably more critical that I build them than that I build battleships, but we're going to just build a couple simultaneously. Oh god, an enemy coastal raid on Maine. Well, despite our recent victory, we're still heavily outgunned by their fleet as a whole, especially as our Kentuckys are working up and not actually ready, so, we'll see. Okay. It's just our battle cruisers, which probably means it's just going to be their battle cruisers. The problem is they still have 9 of those, which is a lot. That's their biggest advantage in this war at this point. If it does turn out there's more than 3 even, I might try to fight now that we have gunnery and damage control training and all. If they have 4, I'm just gonna... Oh god, it's dark now. Okay, where's their objective? It's down here. Okay, we're gonna go loiter off the objective all night. This could be a bit of a long one, but I'm gonna try to speed it up as much as possible. It won't even objectively be longer than the fleet battle we just fought. It'll just feel longer because it might go a little slowly with nothing to engage all night. The real problem won't be just the cruising like this. It'll be if and when... Oh, yeah. It'll be if and when we start getting reports that they're shooting at things in the dark that we can't see and don't know where those things are. I don't even see a semblance of a blue flag or anything. They just shot a transport in the dark. We have no idea where that was. I'm pretty sure, however, that they're going to be coming for this battery, so... Oh, it's about to be light again. Wow, that was not a long night, huh? It's summer now, proper high summer, so I guess that's why. Interesting. I think they should be coming for this target, but I don't see them anywhere. They didn't bombard it during the night, for sure. We would have gotten a bunch of reports about it. Wonder if they turned around and left for some reason. Well, this one might be short, but boring in the sense that I'm not sure they're ever going to show up. Apparently not. Not sure where they went. Oh, they did sink one random transport that was generated. And then they had 2 battleships and 4 battlecruisers. But they just... Wait, tracking? Huh. They started over here, I believe. Oh, they split up? Okay, yeah, they started here. They sailed in circles here for like 7 hours all night, which is when they sank that. And then as it got towards daylight, they just beelined straight out into the open ocean. Some coastal raid. Yes. Oh. We have performance data on the French naval patrol aircraft Marine Saulnier MS-42. Top speed 47 knots, combat radius 105 nautical miles. How did we see one in the United States? Okay, captured enemy munitions. Above water torpedo mounts on light cruisers. Okay, we can build torpedo cruisers now. And X-lighters for invasion capability. And we are still blockaded again. Yeah. However, although they have a heavy preponderance of pre-dreadnoughts and battle cruisers, we now have more heavy cruisers, more destroyers, and more dreadnought battleships on the North American East Coast than they do, plus a huge force preponderance in the Caribbean, almost to the point that I think maybe we try to invade something here, like Grand Bahama. If they're going to hang up off our East Coast... Oh, we're still blockaded, so we can't. Okay. Well, one more fleet battle, and Britain's done. You understand? So we'll see what they want to do about that fact. Genuinely, though, as soon as our first three Kentucky class are worked up, which should just be another month or two, and the fourth one is well on the way, they fight and lose one more fleet battle, and they're done at least for 12 months. They have one big new battleship due for 1915. Their whole big new Camperdown class isn't due until 1916, which is still 2 years away. Interestingly, they are entirely sitting on their laurels as far as their battle cruisers go. To be fair, that sort of makes sense because nobody, well, at least we're not even close to them in terms of battle cruisers, but we are close in battleships, and they know it. They've decommissioned another pre-dreadnought voluntarily, I think. And I understand that by 1914 you should be decommissioning your pre-dreadnoughts voluntarily, but it's mid-war. You think you would keep them in service in some capacity. Anyway, I don't quite have time to risk another war just yet at this, or not another war. I don't quite have time to risk another fleet action yet at this stage, so I'll leave off on this turn. But I tell you what, first, I will look into designing a battle cruiser. Third generation battle cruiser. Never mind that the second generation ones aren't even commissioned yet. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay, this is a solid start, I gotta tell you. Just from what I'm looking at over here. The AI design's kind of close to decent ships, and then just does really weird little things with them. So obviously the flaw with this ship, if there is one, is that it's 36,800 tons. Somebody tell me that battleship design I didn't leave on coal firing. If I did, I'm going to need to completely redo it and just screw the lost money. That's way too much loss of weight capacity. As you can see, that's a difference of like 500 tons. 36,300. That's a big battle cruiser. And it won't last forever, because 28 knots fast battleships will start to threaten that eventually, of course. But honestly, this battle cruiser could be fit for 20 years. 36,300 tons, 12-inch belt, 2.5-inch deck. Basically better armor than most people are putting on their battleships still. 8 16-inch guns, 25-inch guns. Torpedo defense, too. I actually feel like we should have... I wish we had better torpedo defense than that at this point, but it's not too terrible. What do you mean we don't have... Do we really not have accurate everything for elevation gear? Or for secondary turret? I could have sworn we had everything for secondary turrets unlocked by now. That's the right aft turret, right? Oh, maybe we need this one. Yeah, maybe I get rid of this one, and then that'll fix the... Yeah, well, it sort of does. I still... No, that doesn't even fix it. Not sure why that's an issue. I feel like that was not an issue with our battleships, unless they were actually in casemates, but I really didn't think they were. I'm going to have to look at this battle cruiser ship design for a couple things in a second here. Anyway, this design is all around super expensive is going to be the problem, but much too fantastic to let go otherwise. Why is that? I need to look at this battleship design study. Let me... Minnesota. Oh, wow, she did have casemated secondaries. What kind of nonsense? But at least she was oil firing. Before we put her into production, I'm going to modify the design to put her secondaries in twin turrets. It's probably worth the 20% loss of rate of fire just to get them in actually properly rotating turrets. And we should unlock the tech pretty soon anyway. Yeah, I don't know how I overlooked that. Anyway, just in case another fleet battle starts, I'm not going to hit end turn again just now. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Next time, we will... I don't know if we'll finish the war next time, but with the Kentuckys coming online, next time we might well be able to finally, truly lift the British blockade of our coast and drive them out of North America. At the very least, I expect that we will shortly, as in within a couple of months, be giving them a very real run for their money thanks to USS Kentucky, Rhode Island, and Florida. Can I change the name of a ship after? Let's just rename you to... You can stay Southern. That's fine. Okay. Kentucky, Rhode Island, and Georgia, I should say, will be giving the British a run for their money very shortly. In the meantime, thank you again for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.